Welcome back. If you have ever felt yourself getting colder towards someone over something that sounds too small to explain, this is why tiny disappointments can quietly become resentment. First, we will look at the first mistake many people make. They dismiss the disappointment instead of naming what actually hurt. Second, we will see how repeated small moments stop feeling random and start feeling like a message about your importance. Third, we will unpack the silent scorecard people build when they keep acting normal while feeling quietly unheard. Finally, we will land on a small repair conversation that can stop resentment before it turns into emotional distance. A small disappointment rarely announces itself as a relationship problem. A tired parent asks for help with bedtime, hears, "I will be there in 5 minutes," and then ends up doing the whole routine alone while the dishes stay on the counter. Out loud, they say it is fine. Inside, something gets recorded. At first, minimizing can feel mature. You do not want to seem needy, dramatic, sensitive, or difficult, so you shrink the disappointment until it looks smaller than it felt. But the danger is not one forgotten message or one careless comment. The danger is that your nervous system records the moment as, "I reached for care and nothing came back." One disappointment can be explained away. The second can be forgiven. But by the 5th time, your brain stops asking what happened and starts asking, "Why does this keep happening to me?" That is the turning point. You are no longer upset only because they were late, distracted, dismissive, or unavailable. You are hurt because the pattern starts saying, "Your needs can wait." This is where relationships become confusing. The other person may think they made one small mistake, but inside you, that mistake has joined a much larger file called, "Times I Had to Matter Less." If this is giving you language for something you have been carrying quietly, subscribe, because this channel is about naming the patterns that silently shape relationships before they become distance. Resentment grows in the gap between what you feel and what you say. You smile, reply normally, keep helping, and keep showing up. But inside, the bedtime moment, the cold dishes, and the words "I will be there" start becoming an invisible account. Now every new disappointment gets added to the old ones. A late reply is no longer just a late reply. It becomes proof. A forgotten promise is no longer just a mistake. It becomes evidence. That is why resentment can look unreasonable from the outside. The reaction seems too big for the moment, but it is not reacting to the moment alone. It is reacting to the whole unpaid emotional balance behind it. The most dangerous time to speak is not when you are upset. It is when you are already done caring. By then, the conversation stops being a repair attempt and becomes a verdict. A repair conversation sounds less like, "You never care," and more like, "When I ask for help at bedtime and it keeps turning into me doing it alone, I start feeling unimportant and I want to repair that before it becomes distance." The goal is not to force someone to be perfect. The goal is to see whether they care enough to notice, adjust, and repair with you. Their response tells you more than the original mistake. So here is the payoff. Small disappointments become resentment when they are minimized, repeated, silently counted, and never repaired. The problem is not that you felt hurt. The problem is that the hurt had nowhere honest to go. Before you send a harsh message or pretend you are fine again, ask one question: am I reacting to this moment, or to every similar moment I never named? Thanks for watching. Before the next small disappointment becomes a whole case file, name the pattern while it is still small enough to repair, and I will see you in the next one.